And welcome back to Sports Weekly on IEMG. I'm Pep Fernandez. We're going to get to some girls flag football highlights in just a moment. But how about some pretty cool news here from San Gorgonio? That is Ava Bogarin from the San G girls flag football team. That's Eric Dickerson, Rams legend in the middle with her dad Adam as well. Well, Ava was at the Rams season opener against the Houston Texans because she was awarded the NFL Latino Youth Honors Award at the game. Congratulations, Ava, and she's having a big year for San G again. She was all-league last year on defense. She's having another big year on defense and putting up big numbers on offense as well, according to her head coach, Matt Spoelstra. So we're going to have more on Ava next week on Sports Weekly on IEMG. But congratulations on that big award and being able to go to the Rams game and receive that as well. That is very, very cool. Well, Ava, obviously a big star for San Gorgonio girls flag football, but apparently they've got a bunch of stars for Coach Spoelstra this season, including their quarterback, Isel Frias. San G beat Rim of the World 61-0, and Frias in that game had 217 total yards, 6 touchdowns in all. She had 5 passing. She even ran in a touchdown, and she even caught a pass in that game. She did a little bit of everything, as again, San G, big win against Rim, 61-0 the final score, as San G evened up their record on the season at 7-7. This week, they're going to play Norte Vista, but then it's right into league play. A big game against Kaiser this week for San Gorgonio girls flag football. But they got some big stars. Ava Bogarin, Isel Frias, the quarterback, with that big game against Rim of the World. Great job, ladies. All right, more girls flag football as Cajon was taking on Yucaipa. And they're already in league play. The CBL opener for the Cowgirls and the Thunderbirds. Freshman quarterback Eileen Garcia to Kaylin Glass. And the big pickup there for Cajon. And then a little bit later, Garcia to Silent Rucker. Garcia on the run, and there is Rucker. Nice completion. Then Garcia to Jasmine Jackson, and that would be a touchdown for Cajon. The extra point, Garcia to Peyton Stewart. And that one is all good as Cajon grabs the early lead on the road at the Thunderbirds. Next offensive possession for Cajon. It's Garcia to Jackson. And a nice pickup there for the Cowgirls. They were on the move again. This time it's going to be Garcia to Janaya Zamora. And Zamora with some yards after the catch as well. Speaking of Zamora, check out this catch. Garcia rolls to her right. Zamora somehow stays with it. The juggling catch gets them on the doorstep of the end zone. It's going to be Garcia coming up with the toss to Jackson. Just kind of flips it over to her, and Jackson goes in for the touchdown there. They would also tack on the extra point for the Cowgirls, and they go on to win their Citrus Belt League opener by a score of 34-6. So a big win for the Cowgirls to open up CBL action. And they're going to play Beaumont this week, which is a big game in terms of that league championship race. There's Jeff Imbriani and the Cowgirls. Big win at Yucaipa. And one more girls flag football game. It was Aquinas on the road at Patriot. And Patriot's actually one of the top teams in the area, so this was a good road test for this Falcons team. Quarterback Kayla Gonzalez of the Patriot Warriors had a big game. 22 of 29 for 101 yards, but only one touchdown in the game, but it was the only touchdown that Patriot would need. It would be Gonzalez to Ashley Gorecki on the touchdown as they edge Aquinas by a final score of 7-6. The Falcons are 1-4. They will host the Battle for the Nest tournament this week out at Aquinas High School. Looking forward to that. All right, next up, let's go to some high school football, 11-man tackle football. Week 3 is already here, so let's take a look at the schedule. We've got Cajon on the road at Newport Harbor. That's going to be a great game for the Cowboys. They are 1-1 on the season, coming off that big win against Etiwanda. See if they can keep things going on the road against a tough Newport Harbor team. San Gorgonio coming off the bye week against Redlands. We'll talk more about that in a second. Arroyo Valley, 2-0 to start the season. The Hawks are back home against A.B. Miller, and Indian Springs will make the long road trip deep into the high desert to take on Riverside Prep. That's your week 3 schedule for the San Bernardino schools. All right, speaking of that Redlands versus San Gorgonio game, so San Gorgonio coming off the bye week against a Redlands team who's coming off a very close and tough loss on the road at Grand Terrace. Redlands head coach Bob Stengel Jr. talking about this non-league schedule for the Terriers to help prepare them to get ready for CBL play and hopefully a playoff run, but they got to stack up some wins in non-league play. Big one this week against San Gorgonio.
Yeah, in our situation in the CBL, and this is the reality, it's like every game is a playoff game for us.
Yeah.
We have to accumulate wins and hope to steal a game or two in the CBL. I mean, that's just the way it is because of the teams we play. But, we go through the same process. I mean, we have 15, 16 starters back. But we have a new offense that we installed, so we're trying to become more efficient at that and find our rhythm. But, I tell our guys, we don't want to play our best football now. We want to continually get better, not turn the ball over. Special teams got to be in sync. Sidelines got to be organized, coach communication, all the things that could contribute to a loss, we have to address. And I think that's what the non-conference games are for. We have not the toughest schedule. We're not Citrus Valley playing Etiwanda and Norco and all those people, but for us and our size and who we are, it is a challenging non-conference schedule. So we just want to gradually get better and find our niche, find out who can do what we like to do offensively and defensively, and then try to steal some wins. We expect to make the playoffs. We expect to win out in our non-conference and then steal some games in the CBL. I think we're going to compete. The top 2 or 3 are very, very, very tough. But yeah, no, we're right there. Like I said, we're not playing our best football now, but we are getting better. And it's the teams who stay healthy, make the fewest mistakes, and want it the most. So, and I think we're right there. Hopefully, we'll stay healthy. I think we're getting better. Our staff's doing a great job. Brandon Morris is our new offensive coordinator, and he's brought a lot of life to our offense, and we're excited about that. We think we got things rolling in the right direction. Our numbers are up, so why not us? Like you said.
And we will have highlights of San Gorgonio and Redlands this week on Sports Weekly Live right here on IEMG. When we come back, volleyball action. We got SBVC and Indian Springs highlights next here on Sports Weekly on IEMG.